What's poppin', friends? Nex here, glad you could join me for a few minutes today. And today, I'm back on that AI soapbox. Are you guys tired of me talking about artificial intelligence yet? In any case, on Tuesday night, I got an email invitation to Midjourney. If you're a little behind in the AI generation world, you may not realize why this is so exciting for me. Midjourney is an AI art generation program which uses a prompt to generate art for you. You can be specific, vague, or just random, and it'll generate something. So I decided that today I would use the same prompt in 3 different AI generation programs that I have access to. That way, I can rate my personal favorites out of all the results I got. My prompt was The Nexus because it's a project that means quite a lot to me. Obviously, I've already gotten my final generations before recording, so let's start diving right in. If you'd like to see the larger images, head on over to my Twitter where I've posted the images ahead of time so that you can scroll through and see what I was working with. Of the 3 programs, my least favorite is the DALL-E Mini. While I'm on the waitlist for DALL-E 2, DALL-E Mini is accessible to everyone right now. It's a much more watered-down version of what will be available when the DALL-E 2 program is out, and as such, the quality of results isn't necessarily the best. But it's what I have to go on right now with the promise of an updated video ranking once I have access to the full program. Most of the results from the DALL-E Mini remind me of album art more than anything else. Most were very symbol-heavy, while those with more full renders are cartoonish with a somewhat messy appearance. The first result is fairly simple. Circular symbol with more lines and symbols around it, which I can see where it gets Nexus from. The second result retains the circular theme that you see on the other image results, but it fleshes out into a full render in a dark landscape. I did like the third image more than the others. It really inspires me for some reason, and I'm considering making an OC based on the vibes this pick gives me. I keep thinking about some of the alcohol marker art that friends of mine did in high school with well-shaded cartoon figures. It's a really neat look, and I can definitely work with it. My middle program, the one I think is in between my favorite and least favorite, is the Wombo Dream App. With this one, you can select specific filters or themes to generate from your prompt. My first result was with the steampunk filter, and I love how this one came out. Of my 3 Wombo results, I think this one's my favorite. It's very chaotic, yet all tends to flow back to the center of the piece. My second result was through their dark fantasy filter. It's extremely chaotic, and it's a little harder to tell what the intended theme was behind generating this one, but it still has a very similar color selection to the initial result, interestingly enough. Finally, we have the synthwave filter result. It was interesting for sure, though it's harder to see where the AI algorithm relates to this. Regardless, overall, Wombo is a fun and easy experience in free mode. I have yet to try premium mode, so I can't speak to that one honestly. Lastly, my current favorite program is Midjourney. The pieces that Midjourney's AI churns out are insanely detailed. I'm not entirely sure how much about the process I'm allowed to share at the moment, but I'm beyond thrilled with my results here. All 3 of my results are variations from the original 4 generated images. You can request Midjourney to make further variations to any images until you've tweaked it to what you like. My first result is my absolute favorite of all of them. The idea of one being standing before the larger beings, the color, the balance that draws your eyes again and again to the figure in the foreground, the small details you notice the more you stare at the image, I absolutely adore it. The second image is probably my second favorite. It actually makes me feel a little overwhelmed in a way. In the foreground, a group of adventurers. The midground, their journey. The background, their destination. I love the whole vibe. It gives me the same sensation that staring at the sky from a dark place gives me. Absolutely love it. And this last image actually makes me think of a character that I've been crafting for nearly a month now. I may speak more about them at a later time, but the whole vibe of a sci-fi wizard here just makes me happy. It definitely sparks joy. So what do you guys think? I absolutely love Midjourney and can't wait to do more with it in the future. I'm also excited to see what comes out in the future. There will be more videos made about AI media generation, as there are also writing and music generators that I want to try and compare. If there's any AI generators you'd like to see me try, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to dive into more detail and give some more generators my attention moving forward. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Stay safe, friends. It's a wild world outside.